This is Character Asked It. You already know Character did it. I'm here with Sack Juggalo. Bro, what do you do? Tell us about yourself.
Yo, character, man. First off, thank you for having me on, bro. I appreciate the hell out of that, man. You a real one, dude. And just be looking forward to where they're on my channel on HipHop Radar Underground. We're gonna be having my guy on next month, so be checking for that. I just run a YouTube channel trying to promote underground hip hop, make sure that the people, are being able to get a platform to where they can get their music heard.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. How old are you?
Old as fuck.
Old as fuck.
I'll be 48 in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I was born in Long Beach, but I currently live in Sacramento, California.
What was growing up like for you?
I'm a kid of military brat, family. So when I was born, my mom dropped out of the Army. My dad continued to stay in it. We moved up to Alaska. We moved. Then my dad got out of the Army. He was in the Vietnam War and shit. And then we moved to where my dad is from. It was back east, like Mississippi. Well, he was born in Arkansas, but I think we lived in Mississippi. We ended up in Tennessee till I was about 10 or 11. Then my parents got divorced, and my mom was from LA, so we moved out here.
Man, you've lived in every type of area.
Right? That's facts.
That's crazy, man. So what'd you do after high school?
A lot of drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say the moving and the divorce, like all that, did that play a part in the drugs?
Probably a little bit, just because it was only my mom and my grandma, and my mom, she worked for the state, so it was like every 2 weeks she would be out of the state of California for 2 weeks doing her job, and then it was just me and my grandma, you know what I'm saying? So just taking advantage of being an asshole kid.
Okay, so what tell me the story of, how long have you been out of that life?
Over 20 years, probably about 25 years or so. When I got my ex pregnant, and we decided, we're going to have this baby, I pretty much stopped doing everything. Just, it's time to fucking grow up, type shit. So about when I was 23, 24 years old, I stopped doing meth, stopped doing acid, shrooms, but I did continue to smoke weed because I love that shit.
Hey, man, I will never stop smoking weed. I told my girl that from the very beginning. It's not going to happen, bro.
Big facts. And see, I'm manic depressive bipolar, and I'm supposed to take lithium, and I haven't taken it since I was like 16, 17. I just substitute it for weed, and it's been fine for me.
That's exactly, bro. Like, I got all sorts of issues, but weed does it. Weed fixes it all, man. It truly does.
Big facts. Big facts.
When did you get started on this online hustle and the everything you're doing, the HipHop Underground, all that?
First off, I want to shout out my dude, Chris, man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have this channel. I'd sit around and I'd watch, because I love hip hop, right? I love underground hip hop specifically. And my dude, Chris, he's a rocker, right? He's a rock dude. So he didn't want nothing to do with hip hop. He didn't want nothing to do with it. Because you hear the shit on the radio and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just all frivolous bullshit. And I'm like, no, dude, you got to listen to these dudes, man. Like, they're really speaking. And I sit him down and I play him some tracks and he'd be like, jaw drop to the ground. He's like, these dudes are actually talking about shit.
Exactly.
Like, I told you, bro. Like, it ain't like, here's my dick, here's my cars, here's my money, here's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't about that. Like, unless you're talking about a flex track, you know what I'm saying? Which everybody needs a good flex track, But for the most part, I want to hear your story, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear what you went through. If I was going to watch a movie and it was like, you seen the movie Idiocracy, right?
Oh, yes.
And the movie was called Ass, and it was just the dude standing there with the ass, that's like hip hop on the radio.
Bro, that movie's turning into a documentary. So
facts. Big facts, dog. Big facts.
Yo, did you know, real quick side note about that movie, did you know that the costume designer had a low budget, so she bought one pair of shoes, the same shoes for every person, Every
The
character,
Crocs, right?
the fucking Crocs, bro.
And then they blew up, dog.
It's so.
They're like,
Anyway.
what's the most ridiculous shit we can put on these dudes' feet? They grabbed the Crocs, and then they got all popular.
Man, yeah, reality today, reality.
Big facts. And you know, I don't wear Crocs. I can't wear a Croc. Just because they look super silly. And I've seen that movie before they got all popular and shit. But I do wear slides. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big fan of slides. You know, type shit.
Hell yeah.
Because I ain't trying to put on a pair of shoes all day. Unless I'm going out to work.
You were talking about how underground music, that it tells their stories and things like that, and that's really where hip hop came from. The great old original OG damn hip hop songs, they all told a story, and if you listen to the albums, usually the albums told a bigger story.
Yeah.
And it was something that you could relate to, something you could connect with, or even if you couldn't relate to or connect with, you could listen to it like you're watching a movie.
Yes, absolutely. I think the best thing about I was probably about 19 years old when I discovered Insane Clown Posse, and I absolutely fucking fell in love with what they were doing. You know, face paint, just acting a fool. Everybody's a reject. You know what I'm saying? And I embrace that, because even though I was sort of popular in high school, you know, I was a jock. I was also a stoner at the same time. So I like go around to the jock squad. I'd hang out with the stoners, and I'd hang out with the cowboys. I hang out with the fucking rock dudes. Like I fit in anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think the biggest part of that is just you treat people like you want to be treated. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to like chameleon yourself, you know, like, oh, this is who I am now and this is who I am now, you know what I'm saying? Like, just be who you are, and people will accept you for who you are as long as you respect them, you know what I'm saying? So you can hang out with anybody. And when that you know happened, I felt like, okay, I can go hang out with nerds, I can go hang out with jocks, I can hang out with whoever, dude, and I'll fit in. But when I found that Insane Clown Posse shit, and I really started listening to their fucking lyrics and shit, it really didn't matter what background you were from. And I'm like, this is how I fucking live, bro. You know? So from there on, I pretty much intermittently I would turn on, you know, I see Nelly, you know what I'm saying? You know, different artists on the radio that I thought were cool, Ludacris and shit like that, you know. And I would listen to some of their stuff. But as far as like getting into music, it was really hard to do that before computers, you know what I'm saying? Before like internet and shit was prominent. So you would have to have somebody send you tapes from like the East Coast and be like, check out these dudes, like fucking cassette tapes, right? Like, and then, you know, you'd meet somebody who moved from the East or the Midwest, and they'll be like, well, this is what we're listening to out here. So I would always try and stay underneath the radar with music, because that's just what I felt like was the most truest form of the art. Like when I was a kid, we had Public Enemy and Q-Tip and, you know, Tribe Called Quest and Leaders of the New School, and they were all talking about like community issues, life experiences and shit like that. So when you start getting away from that and start getting into all this party music and stuff, and I don't know, maybe that's something that led me down the road I went, you know what I'm saying? The party shit. But I used to love some gangster rap too. Like Brother Lynch Hung from Sacramento, you know what I'm saying?
Even they told stories.
Right. They all told stories of what they were, you know, going through and shit that they, you know, sometimes you have to, you know, bump your head into a wall a few times before you get shit straight. I get that now, you know?
I hear you, bro. I hear you. So, all right, hold on. I don't think we got the answer. When did you start the underground?
Oh, okay. Well, I would get off on a tangent.
It's all
too.
good. It's all
I
good.
get sidetracked like a
I was just because I was sitting there. I was like, I was gonna go off of another question from that, and then I was like, wait. I don't think I got the answer.
Yeah, I'll be stoner than a motherfucker. So yes,
right.
Thank you for reminding me on that. It's been almost 5 years now that Hip Hop Radar Underground has existed. We just surpassed 5,000 subs, so shout out to the SGR crew on that. And I've met so many just truly great fucking people in this world. Like, I know a lot of channels have a lot of problems with, you know, people talking shit or getting hassled or whatever, but it really hasn't happened on Hip Hop Radar Underground. Just true, real artists, true, real, you know, lovers of music, you know, of all genres too, because I love all genres. It's a really cool place to kick back with now friends, you know, and be able to discuss life shit in the chat. And they're showing me music, I'm showing them music. You know, it's a two-way road, and it will continue to be that, you know, for years to come. That's for damn sure.
Hell yeah, bro. And that's a big point that I wanted to talk to you about, is the community in groups like that, what you're talking about. And you know, there's I'm friends with a lot of different people who have music review shows and things like that. And they're every community has their own flavor, but most of the communities I've come in contact with, this is not all, have been cool people. They've wanted to be supportive. You know, if it's negative, it's supposed to be critique kind of thing, helpful, and you really do. On nights of those review things, you know, the community you're talking about, when you go into a stream, you feel like you just walked into a party.
Right.
With all these different people that you know from this one group. And it's just, I don't know, it's an awesome thing to have a community like that.
No, you're absolutely right. In fact, I go live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific for everybody out there that's trying to get the music pushed. I don't charge unless you want to skip the line, you know what I'm saying? I know I'm in a very niche market where not all fans of hip hop like underground hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Not all fans of music like hip hop in general. So I know I'm dealing with people who are up and coming artists that are starving artists, and I'm trying not to take any money out of their pocket, you know what I'm saying? So they can invest in what they need to get done. I've had the pleasure over the last almost 5 years of seeing artists go from, this is my first track, to, holy shit, dude, did you just put this out? That's a fucking hit, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, I'm a big fan of Joyner Lucas, right? Like, dude's in my top 3 all time. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real.
Yep.
And I got to watch him go from nobody's listening to my shit to, I got a fucking track with him. I don't like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never been a big fan of his music. I will say, however, because I'm not a hater, he's probably one of the best to ever do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not a hater. I'm a Kings fan. Right. You know, I'm an ICP fan, you know what I'm saying? And the first time I heard Eminem did some shit, I bought a CD, right? And I put it in. And for all the music that I listen to, especially the music that comes out of Detroit, because I love Motown, right? Nobody's ever spoke of Faygo. You know what I'm saying? It's like our Sam's Cola is the cheap shit, right? Well, now this motherfucker gets on his fucking wax and he's talking about Faygo and shit. And I'm just like, From all the shit that I heard before, like input ICP's name on a flyer, right?
Yeah.
That's dirty shit, bro. Like, you are good enough to do this shit with nobody. You had D12.
Their response track, though, got them. That was like the best comeback at Eminem that anyone had had.
Right. And there were several of them, you know, and the beef back and forth was fine. You know, it was fun to follow around, especially when I was in my younger days, you know. And I never really hated on him. I just, after I heard him put Faygo in a song, I was just like, you're biting rhymes, bitch. What the fuck are you doing? You couldn't have said Pepsi. You couldn't have said, I got me some cheap soda. You could have said anything else besides Faygo, and I would have been all right with it, you know? And that's one reason I don't listen to Drake. You know what I'm saying? Because I know motherfuckers is writing this shit. He don't live that life. He has never lived that life. He's been a movie star, a TV show star since he was a kid. He's never lived that fucking life, bro. You can't tell me about some dude standing in the woods talking about, I got Uzis and AKs, and you run up on the ops. No, you don't. You don't do that shit. Don't try and fucking lie to me. You know what I'm saying? I've been listening to hip hop since I was a fucking kid. And I mean, I've seen it come out and it explode all over the fucking place. People were calling it a fad, you know what I'm saying? This shit ain't gonna last. And here we are 40 years later, still embracing the art, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So I understand people do things, you know, similar, you know. They got, you know, like technology Apple bars, right? Everybody's rapping about something Apple, but they all do it a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell me you're going to meet up with a chick and have some Faygo and some pizza when that shit's already been done. Right, it's already been done, bro. You could have said anything. You're like, you know, throw this dick at you, and then after we're done, we drink some fucking Faygo, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. There's just little things about him that kind of fucking pissed me off because he got the Eminem show, right? Well, Shaggy had the Shaggy show years before that album came out.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? And it was just online released. It wasn't anything about music. It was just
count, bro. It's Shaggy.
but that's the biting type shit I'm talking about,
yeah,
right?
I hear you.
You know.
No,
I'm just saying.
You're right.
He's still one of the best to ever fucking do it, though. I ain't gonna cap, bro. The dude is.
You just wish he did it differently.
I just wish he would have went about it differently. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hell yeah, bro. Hey, I'm gonna have to hop on your next live stream, bro. For real. Like, honestly, I never listened to ICP growing up at all, but that is the one band that I've gotten compared to more than anyone else. With that, that's what my music sounds like. It's crazy. I had to look them up to see what they sounded like, and I can see it. They're way more extreme with their lyrical content than me. But as far as the sound goes, I can see it.
But the thing about ICP and not a lot of people know this, with as crazy as their lyric shit is, they follow God, right? Like they're very religious, right? But you wouldn't know that how they dress their lyrics up. But they're talking about taking out pedos, you know what I'm saying? They're talking about taking out, you know, bad people in this world, you know, throughout their lyrics. And then sometimes they, you know, say, you know, I fucked the fat bitch, you know what I'm saying? Like just humorous, dumb shit, you know. But like when you get to their serious songs, they're gracing God in those songs, you know. And even though it's the wicked shit, you know, cut your head off type shit, you know, that's basically, you know, the message that they're pushing forward is ride with God, you know.
That's crazy. I didn't know enough about him to know that is interesting. It's an interesting you know, outlook on them. Like I kind of want to go back and listen to a few of their songs with that in mind and see if it changes. You know what I mean? Like that's different.
Yeah, because I mean the lyrics are so extreme, like you said, you know, they're very extreme. And most people kind of just like, okay, I heard it. I've laughed at a few things, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, fat sweaty baddie, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. They're going chicken hunting, you know, shit like that. They are funny songs, but there's other songs that are very serious and, you know, shit like that. Even though they're still kind of crazy, they're still very serious.
No doubt. I feel you. What have been your biggest accomplishments in life, but also with the HipHop Underground? You know, what are the things you're proudest of?
Things I'm proudest of, not dying when I was homeless, so that was pretty good.
How long were you homeless?
Years, man.
Really?
Yeah. At first I was like, basically, I was literally living on the concrete. But then I was surf riding from couch to couch, you know what I'm saying?
Was this like the 18 to 23
until about
period?
From 17 to probably 19.
Damn.
19, 20 years old, yeah. Because I wouldn't stop doing meth, and my mom got mad and kicked me out the house when I was like just turned 17. So and I don't blame her for that. I love you, Mom.
Yeah.
Tough love for real, you know. My mother and I are really good friends. In fact, I just went and did some shit for her this morning. I drive her around town, go get some cigarettes, you know, went up to Walmart and shit. So, you know, I'm just, you know, at the time when you're a kid and you don't know shit and you're strung out, I wish you fucking die, type shit, right?
For sure.
Right. But then you repent and you apologize and you do all that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and really fucking mean it type shit. Yeah, our relationship's fire now, you know what I'm saying?
That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
That's probably my biggest achievement, in life. As far as the channel, being able to have a community that come through every single week. Some people stay 4, 5, 6 hours online, with me, you know what I'm saying? But the whole time people are coming in and out and throwing music and listening and saying, oh, that's fire. Thanks for, showing me this, and that's the thing I think is the biggest achievement with the channel, because that's what it was initially created for. I wanted to get people off the radio. So if I could show them some shit, I don't do too many recorded reactions anymore, but I do my live Friday stream, and it usually is about 3-4 hours long. But I don't think that, especially kids, you know what I'm saying? My channel's not for kids, by the way. My shit says 18 plus, not made for kids. Oh, I checked all the boxes, you know what I'm saying? I don't fuck around with children, right? So, because I ain't trying to get sued, bro. You could literally get sued on this shit because I cuss like a sailor. I smoke weed. I smoke cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an adult and I want to do adult shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it comes down to. It's like, even when I have my own kid, my daughter growing up, I couldn't really be an adult even with a 17-year-old kid in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still can't smoke in the house and smoke weed in the house. And I'm having to go outside and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, pay all this money for some shit, can't even smoke inside. That's fucked up.
I feel you, man. I smoke in my garage, so you're preaching to the choir. Like,
facts, bro. So I just feel like if like I did meet a kid on the artist from Ohio on this shit almost as soon as I started the channel. His name's Prize. And I've seen him go from a 14-year-old MC. Like, the dude's writing was just amazing, right? His flow wasn't great. He still needed work with his breath control and all that shit, mixing and mastering. But I don't look at that shit because we're dealing with the people who are just coming into the industry, right?
Absolutely.
So I throw basically all that shit out the way. When I critique a artist, I let them know what I think that they need to work on in order to get better, not sound better.
Absolutely.
And I do it out of a place of love, because if you're coming at somebody like, that's trash, that's garbage. Of course, it's not great. You know what I'm saying? They know it's not great, but they had the balls to put it to you and let's share it with the world.
Yep.
That's huge, man.
Yep.
That's huge. If you got the balls to put that stuff out in the world and let people, soak it in, then I'll take my hat off to you. I will fucking run that shit. If this is something that you really want to do and get better at, fuck it, let's do it, man. And I seen Prize go from not very good, but his writing was fire, because he's talking about, his mom, his life, and he had a very hard fucking childhood, dude. And now he's like 19 or 20. I think he's 19. And his mixing's got better. He could double time nice, you know what I'm saying? Like, the dude can rap now, right? And it's only going to get better from there. So when the dude's like 23, he's going to be on top of the game. He ain't never going to have to go get a fucking job. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's fire, bro. And I love to see that growth, again, seeing the growth of an artist and just having people be able to hang out with on a Friday night. Because I'm an old motherfucker. I don't go out and hang out at clubs and shit,
No shit. No, absolutely, bro. Like, I only did music for a year. I'm 35. I started a year before I started these interviews, and since I started the interviews, I just no time. But I would not have gotten nearly as good as I got, and I'm not saying I'm good, but I wouldn't be nearly where
there is a growth
without the review shows I was on. They were integral to me figuring out what I'm doing wrong, because even when you show friends, not really, it's hard to find a friend in person who's going to sit down and listen to your song and give you critique without being an asshole, or just to get them to listen to your whole song. That's an accomplishment right there, bro. But these review shows, that's what you're there for. And then the critiques that you all give, that the host give, it really, it made a huge difference in my growth.
Well, you need to send me a link, my guy, on DM on the Instagram. I'll put that shit on the list, my guy.
I got you. I will.
Got you.
I will, no doubt, man. What have been the biggest obstacles that you've had to face?
Both life and the show?
Yes, sir.
Really embracing full-time work, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you're young, and especially like me, I was running around. I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I had no direction. I meet these fucking guys, dude, that are like young 20s, even like 18, 19 years old, and they are driven, bro.
Yeah.
They are driven, and it's so good to see the youth driven in a fucking straight line like that. Like, I know what I want. I'm going to go get it, you know? So it gives me hope for the future, right? But for myself, I had no purpose. I had nothing to lose, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I think trying to embrace a 40-hour, 50-hour, 60-hour work week was probably the hardest thing, you know, to do. You grow up and you just fucking do it, you know what I'm saying? But it's still hard, like 20 years later, you know what I'm saying? 25 years later, I wake up at 4:00 in the morning now. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
like,
I know, and it drives me crazy. I can't sleep in if I wanted to, man.
Straight up, bro. It's not happening, dude. Not even on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying?
Not even if I go to bed late, I'm still waking up. I wake up at 7. I'm awake at 7. I can go to bed at 3 a.m. I'm up at 7. I go to bed at midnight. I'm up at 7, man. And if I go to bed before midnight, I'm up at like 3 a.m. So, you know.
Big facts. Big facts, dude. And that kind of sucks because you get in that rhythm, right? Of just waking up and going to work and doing your shit, coming home and eating and going to bed. You know, it just becomes a really fucking everyday chore. You know what I'm saying? And I think having this in my life, because I always wanted to be a radio DJ, and I fucked up an actual gig my grandma had set up for me when I was a kid. And I never showed up because it was a country radio station.
Oh, man.
And I was like, I don't want to do that fucking country. You know what I'm saying? Now I've learned to appreciate that music, you know what I'm saying? And I kick myself in the ass all the time, but I think this is God's way of saying, hey, you didn't miss out, bro. You're still a DJ, you know what I'm saying?
And you get to do it your way. And you get to smoke, and you get to cuss, and you get to, you know, it.
Yeah. Facts, bro. Facts. And I think, you know, the world will surprise you in ways you would never think. And I wouldn't change anything that I did as a child, you know, or a youth, you know what I'm saying? Because it made me who I am today. I just know that I got started late in life, and it's okay. It's okay if you're getting started late in life, dude. As long as you at some point have an epiphany and say, yo, this is the wrong way. I'm not doing things correctly. That's why I ain't got shit, you know? You're on your way to helping yourself instead of having others help you, you know?
How long you had the beard?
I started growing it right before I started the channel.
Really?
So about 5 years, yeah.
That's just not easy to maintain.
It costs a little bit, you know, with the oils and creams and shit. But it's not too bad. It's not too bad. I brush the fuck out of it all the time. I'm constantly fucking brushing. Because if not, it would be like this wide, you know. It would just be like a homeless beard. They probably have birds living in it. Be like that Peter Griffin beard.
That's hilarious, bro. That's so funny. If you could go back and tell your younger self anything, what would it be?
Hey, hold on, bro. It's going to be a crazy ride. Because again, I wouldn't want to change anything, but I wasn't prepared for living on the concrete. I wasn't prepared for hopping couch to couch, you know, doing dumb shit constantly. I mean, like really stupid shit. And I'm super shocked that I'm even fucking alive, dude, to be honest with you.
Do you want to talk about any of that stupid shit you were doing?
Well, okay. It started when I was young, though. We used to hang out with, you know, you go party hopping, right? You go party hopping. You might show up to somebody's house. You don't even know who the fuck house it is. You just see a bunch of people in it. You hop out and you go in. right? Like you're supposed to be there, right? And we used to hang out with. I used to hang out with this dude who had two cousins that were in the fucking Navy SEALs, right?
Oh shit.
Yeah, they were some bad motherfuckers, dude. And we would just go party crashing. We wouldn't even be there to party. We'd be there just to beat people up, dude. I mean, just stupid shit. Had a lot of guns drawn on me. But you know, the thing is like nowadays it looks like it's easier for people to pull triggers than it was 20, 25 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So even if a motherfucker had a gun on me, I'm still talking shit. Oh, you pussy. You ain't gonna pull that trigger, bitch. You know what I'm saying? We leave, you know what I'm saying? Because we never carried, you know what I'm saying? We just like to beat people up.
Why do you think it's different now?
I just think people are pussies. You scared to get punched in the fucking mouth, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you ain't never been punched in the mouth, you probably think it's the scariest thing ever, right? But I was literally fighting when I was like 5 and 6 years old. I remember like I was probably like 4 or 5 years old, and I come home crying because this kid hit me, and I walked in the door, I'm crying, and my dad's like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "Oh, Timmy hit me." He goes, "Well, go hit Timmy then. Get the fuck out of here." So I went and hit him, and it was like, that's when it started, you know?
Damn.
But you should be able to fight your differences out, even friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you just have to fight a friend, or you fight a guy and they turn into your friend, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's respect, you know, type shit. Like, you don't go around just murdering people. That's fucked up. Like, I literally had a dude throw a fucking firecracker at my head, bro. I ducked and it popped where my face would have been, right? So I chased him down and I body slammed him and broke 3 of his ribs, and I punched him in the fucking eye, and he said he was gonna get his brother. I was like, go get him, I'll fuck him up too. And later that night, I'm hanging out with him at his baseball game. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what dudes do, bro.
It's true though. My girl and I had a conversation about that. Like, I've had like uncomfortable conversations with random people online, but those are people I'm like good friends with online now. Because it's just like if two guys stand on their own, you know, stand for themselves against each other, once that conversation is over, okay, you know what? You held your own, bro. I respect you, you know?
It's like, respect, bro. Exactly. I mean, you don't gain respect by typing shit out. That's what kids do these days. You know what I'm saying? They're always typing some shit.
Yeah, well,
you ain't going to get, you ain't going to get no respect, dude. Like, you might get a little bit of respect, you know, where people fuck with you, but do they really fuck with you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I got my dude Chris, the guy I shouted out at the beginning of the show. I fucking die for that dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my fucking guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, there ain't nothing. I've literally cut a fucking. He broke down the side of the road. I cut a fucking interview. I was like, I gotta go. Straight up, bro. That's my dude. Nothing, you know, besides my family, nothing prioritizes me more than that dude. You know what I'm saying? He's a single father of 3 kids, bro.
Hell yeah.
And one of them's autistic, like really on the far end of the spectrum. He's nonverbal, like, but he's a fucking genius. It's crazy. This kid is fire, bro. This kid can take a marker and he holds it like this, bro. He holds it like this, right? Where this is the tip. And he'll draw out pictures that are perfect, one shot. And the kid's like, he's been doing this since he was like 8, 7 years old.
That's crazy.
Perfect Mickey. Perfect Sonic the Hedgehog. Everything is perfect, bro. It's insane.
Wow.
He'll take modeling clay and just make a Mickey. Boom. Make a Sonic. And it's perfect. It's fucking perfect, dude. There's no flaws. Yeah. It's insane, bro.
How do you know Chris?
When I moved in this trailer park, he was the first person I met.
Okay.
Yeah. I pretty much... I don't have a friend. I don't have a problem saying peace to people. You know what I'm saying? I really don't have a problem walking away from folks. When I walked away from the majority of my friends in high school, you know what I'm saying? We were all doing drugs. So I can't fucking talk to you no more. Saying I try to talk to you about it, but you ain't going to change nobody's mind until their mind is changed. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be able to do that themselves, you know? And that's something I had to realize is that you can talk to your blue in the face, but ain't nobody going to do shit until they're ready to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And so I had to cut my ties with everybody I fucking grew up with. And that was cool. You know, I got over it. And now, like, I'll make a friend at work, you know, at a job, you know, but it's not a real friendship, you know what I'm saying? It's like we get along, we hang out, we smoke weed, we'll go play disc golf, you know, whatever. But if it came down to it, oh man, I'm busy, bro.
You're right. I'm not stopping the interview when you break down on the side of the road, like, you know.
Right. But my dude Chris, man, like, he's got 3 kids. He went through a divorce and shit. He's always been that dude who's like, he just stopped by and be like, knock on my door. Hey, what's going on, man? Hey, bro, I was thinking of you. I got you this. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, okay.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, it don't matter what it is. And if one of us is out of weed, we ain't out of weed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll break him off 1/8. He'll break me off 1/8. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter, bro. If I got $2, you need it, it's yours, bro. If I got 2 cigarettes left, you know what I'm saying? You could have them both, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck. You know, that's how the friendship is.
Hell yeah, respect to that.
Yeah.
Tell me a story that everyone you know has heard twice. You know what I mean? Everybody got those stories.
Okay. So when I was like 13, my next door neighbor, he was older. He was like 18, but we all skateboarded, right? So we kind of hung out and we built ramps and shit. You know, it was the fucking next door neighbor, right? And he'd have older chicks over, you know what I'm saying? So we were always like, hey, you know, thinking we were something, but we weren't shit. And he worked construction. So back in the day, nail guns used to be loaded with 22s, right? You put 22 shell in there and it'd fire off. And he'd have a pocket full of 22 shells, you know, come home, and we would grab them up and we'd pull them out in the street and we'd hit them with hammers and make them pop, right? And one caught sideways on me one day and went through and shot myself in the titty, and it went through and purple blood was coming out. And I was like, yo, Mike, go get me a washcloth. And I just put a washcloth on it. And then my mom was like, when I went home, my mom was like, what happened? I said, oh, I was skateboarding and I hit a stick and it ripped my shit open. And she didn't find out about the bullet until probably like 10 years later.
Bro, that was so close.
So close, bro. So like, close.
Oh.
It, like, there was an entry in my shirt here, an exit in my shirt here, and it just went right through. Blood was coming out, like purple blood.
Purple blood? That's crazy.
Yeah, bro. It was purple blood, dog. I was like, go get me a washcloth. You fucking got me a washcloth. I just put a washcloth on it. See, that's the type of shit that the kids won't be doing nowadays. You know what I'm saying? They be in the emergency room doing shit. I'm like, just give me a washcloth, bro. I'm good.
That's funny, bro. What success in life look like to you?
Just being able to eat, bro. Have a roof over my head, have a car to drive, you know. I'm able to do that now. I do consider myself successful, but it's only because you have to apply yourself. And this YouTube shit, you know what I'm saying? As much as I love it, it doesn't pay the bills. So I have to go out and work, and I, you know, mow lawns, and I fucking clean garages, and I do just crazy, stupid shit. You know, move dirt, you know what I'm saying? Back breaking shit. But at some point, hopefully, we'll get this patent, because me and my dude Chris, we got a fucking invention, and it's a new sport that we fucking invented. And $300, we're gonna get this patent, and we're gonna go sell that shit to Mattel and be rich. Now, I ain't gonna say that's successful. I'm just gonna say that anybody who has an idea can be able to live comfortably off of what they do. You know what I'm saying? You don't necessarily have to like manufacture this shit. You know what I'm saying? You just have to have the idea. Then you take that idea to somebody and you sell it.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And since myself, I have several things in the works. Same with my dude Chris. We sell this shit off, we'll be able to work on our next thing. You know what I'm saying? And have money to back it. So
hell yeah, bro. Man, I'm so curious. I know you can't say anything, but I am damn curious, bro.
Yeah, hopefully in the 12 months, the next 12 months, because we're gonna get a provisional patent. It's good for 12 months, and we're gonna have to sell it before that provisional gets. Right. Because if not, it's gonna be like $5,000, $3,000 for a fucking full patent on it. That's hard money to come up with.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. I feel you.
Yeah, and especially when you got food and bills and you live in California and shit like that. Gas is like $4.50 a gallon.
Damn,
yeah,
bro.
And that's at the cheapest place, bro. Like, if you go to Costco or you go to Sam's or something, they usually have the cheapest gas in town. Even cheaper than the cheap gas outside of that. Like AM is our cheap gas, and that's just like $5 a gallon.
Whew.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's like $3 around my area, bro.
I'd slap my mama for $3 gas. I ain't gonna cap.
Is there anything else about your background or anything else you wanted to talk about?
I mean, I'm just a normal dude who didn't finish high school, got a high school GED. You know what I'm saying? Like, I educated myself outside of high school. Like, as soon as I left high school, I felt like some weird craving to learn shit, and I would just be watching documentaries and reading books. A lot of things I read, and people might not know too. I'm fucking super into seeing what's happening in our court systems and our government. I read government documents. I read fucking court documents. I'm probably the most boring motherfucker you ever talked to in the hip hop shit, but I find that shit fascinating because that's the real shit. You know what I'm saying? You'll watch the news, they'll tell you half of some shit and then make up the other half of some bullshit. And it don't matter what side you're on, you know what I'm saying? They all fucking lie. But if you go to the fucking government documents, that's where the truth lies. And nobody wants to read that shit. No, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like when a bill comes out and they're talking about a bill, like one side of the aisle, they'll say, it's for this, this, and this. And the other side will say, well, it prevents this, 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 this. So while they're both true, they're both still fucking lying. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because just don't take anybody's word for shit. Go read some shit, people. You know what I'm saying? It don't take long. In fact, you can find people on the internet that will read it to you. They will fucking read it to you. And all you got to do is put on your headphones and listen. You know what I'm saying? Like, just follow along with what they're saying. Make sure they're not making some shit up. Have some trusted sources. I'm just saying.
No doubt, bro. You could probably bring those documents into some AI and it would just read it for you out loud, word for word type shit, man. Like,
big facts. Google probably does that shit right now.
Real.
Yeah, it's like what do you call it? Book on tape.
Yep, exactly, bro. Exactly. Do you got anything coming up you want to talk about?
Nothing too special. I mean, I got the interview with you coming up next month.
Yeah. I am excited about that, bro. I'm excited about that.
Let's take a look through the old calendar. You got.
Wow,
I'm old school. I don't be putting that shit.
Calendar. Holy shit.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't play when it comes to.
Okay.
I don't play. I don't trust electronics a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? I know the motherfuckers listening to me all the time because it just pops up and starts.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So fuck you, listening at me. But I don't have one of those Alexas or the fucking Google Home shit.
Hell no.
Did you hear about that story where the dude went home, right, and he was locked out of his house because he had a smart home?
Yes.
And he called. Dude, that's what I'm saying. You don't have access to my keyhole. Fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna shut my shit down.
Bro.
That's crazy shit. Sorry, I got sidetracked.
No, you're good.
We do have some things coming up, more interviews. I got my dude Lyrics coming up on the 30th, man. Dope ass MC from New Jersey, man. He's dropping a new album on, when is it? Maybe Friday, called Judy Boy Judy's Boy too, R.I.P. to his mom. And the dude is a lyricist. His name's Lyrics, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
If your name's Lyrics, you should
better be
having some bars. Right. And dude's just super cool, man. And he always hit me up like, hey, I want to drop this on your show. I want you to have the exclusive on it. So I appreciate you, my dude, for real. We got you on the 12th of next month at 5:30 p.m. Pacific.
Oh, yeah.
So y'all make sure you write that one down in your paper calendars or electronic, whatever you're using nowadays. I got Michael Bars coming back on the 18th. It's actually a Friday, but since he's in South Africa, he's like the next day on us, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah, and usually I run my Friday streams every Friday. I go live with This Week in Hip Hop, so it's like we usually start the program off with everything that's come out in the week of, the last week, right? But then towards the later part of the show, it's just like, this shit's 15 years old. Listen to it, it's dope, So that's usually how we do it over there on This Week in Hip Hop. And then Michael Bars is going to be on Friday, and I'm going to move that to probably Thursday or Saturday, just for that one day. Michael Bars is an extremely talented artist. He was signed by Sony. He hated that shit, so he got out, and he's doing his independent thing. So shout out to Michael Bars. That's going to be at 12 p.m. Pacific on Friday. We're going to be reviewing his new album, and he got a feature with motherfucking Jaron Bitten. That shit was fire, bro.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Dude's nice. Easy Mill?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Big in the Philippines, huge Sony signed artist. He was part of that crew. There was probably about 6 or 7 dudes, but he don't even fuck with that crew no more. But he does fuck with Easy because apparently Easy is a straight up humble human being.
Nice.
And even though this dude's from the Philippines, man, and Philippines, if you know anything about like Filipino gangs, they don't give a fuck about your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying he killed anybody. Let's just make that very clear. I'm just saying you can tell the way he moves that he's a real motherfucking thug. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's just a little guy, so he had to, scrappy do that shit probably his whole life.
Right. He's got a history.
Right. I imagine he does. Yeah. So, shout out to that whole crew over there, man. If you have a chance, I don't know if you do any reactions to any songs or music over your channel. Oh, okay. Easy Mill is pretty fucking talented guy.
Hell yeah. I don't know. I might start doing something like that, but I'm doing too much as it is. I got to figure out a better way to work my schedule. That's another story.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that on my show.
All right, bet. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, okay, man. That's going to be a good talk for real. That's going to be a really good talk.
Absolutely, man. And this is how it should be. This is how I like to conduct my interviews, just as you do. I don't write any questions down.
Yep.
I have a few questions that I ask every person, but I do like just two friends having a conversation.
That's exactly like it's the people have asked me for my list of questions. I was like, okay, I could send you like 4 that I always keep in the back of my head. Right. My questions are in response to what you say.
Right.
But yeah, hey man, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I was just saying, just just about life in general. You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate having people like you around to do this type of shit because there's not enough of us out here doing it.
Same to you for real.
I originally started my channel as a reaction channel, and I quickly found out that I wanted to know more about the artists themselves. And right after I got monetized, it was probably about 8 months into the channel. I started doing interviews, and we're at almost 160 interviews now.
Hell yeah!
So yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Hell yeah, man! I'm at over 110 now.
Nice.
Doing 3 months.
That's what I'm talking about. I mean, I used to do last winter. I was online 6 days a week, Monday we do a beat maker Monday. So we get on, make a beat with the community. Wednesday we watch battle raps for a couple hours. Friday we do the Friday stream. But on Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, I was doing, interviews. I'd only do one a day. I know you do 2, 3 a day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And shout out to you for that, man.
I'm gonna go down to one a day. It's too much. I don't got time to edit.
Well, the best thing to do, man, like what I do is I just do them live, man.
Well, yeah, but see,
there's no edit for.
Yeah, but see, like the short form is the only thing that I got that's getting any attention right now. So like that does solve one problem, but the full interview edit is not. It's not what takes time because most interviews, unless there's. Can you hear me?
Froze up. Did I lose internet?
I can still see you. I can hear you.
Oh, okay, cool.
All good?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, it's funny because I was just about to say, as long as there's no technical difficulties, I just chop off the beginning and the end and put it out, like.
That's what I do with my recorded reactions.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I like watching reactions, I do, but I don't like it when they're all cut up and people are like getting their perfect sentence. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. And that's what short form is for. That's what I do with short form. But with long forms, man, just let it ride. Like,
yeah, facts. Because I've had to actually cap my interviews at 2 hours because I want to start transferring them over to MP3 format and putting them on all the platforms, for a podcast.
I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking a lot about that.
When I first got started, I think my longest one was 7 hours.
Bro, yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna listen to that shit, bro.
That's crazy. My longest been like 7 hours.
7 hours, bro. And most of them will go 4 or 5 hours. Which is crazy because you just sat down with somebody, you're meeting them the first time. How you got that much time in talking, you know what I'm saying, right, to talk about shit like, but that's what, you really get to know each other.
There's a whole life, it's cool, man. You make some awesome connections, and I feel like I'm part of everybody's journey. Once I interview them, they see me as part of their journey, and I see it the same way. It's like part of the team.
Facts, man. And like I said, you're a good human. You know what I'm saying? I've talked to you a few times. Now we've spoken basically in person. I can sit down and break bread with you. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, and that's what we will. When I get this money, bro, we gonna buy. Like, I was just looking at property yesterday, 160 acres for like $160,000.
What?
In California, bro, no less.
Holy
undeveloped
I'm
land. Because I'm just gonna have. I'm telling you, bro. There's ways to live in California cheap, bro, and you can snowboard and surf in the same day.
Yep.
Like,
yep.
It is fire. It's just a little bit more expensive, to live here.
No doubt. No doubt.
Gas and dumb shit. I live in a trailer, by the way. I live in a fifth wheel. I went and bought a fifth wheel because my 1-bedroom apartment that my daughter and I were living in, it had a wall heater, wall air conditioner, and they were going to raise that shit up to $1,000 a month. They're like $995, right? And that was 6-7 years ago now, maybe 8 years ago. So it's probably $1,500 now.
Right.
I went and bought me a trailer, dude, for $60,000. Pay $450 a month for it.
Damn.
I pay $480 a month for my fucking lot rent. That's less than that motherfucker. And I own my shit. I take it wherever I want.
Right. That's what's up, man.
Yeah. I was like, to hell with that. I'm going to find the cheapest way to live, especially trying to raise a kid in this shit,
No, absolutely.
Yeah. So we were able to make it work. 2-bedroom, 2-bath, fucking fifth wheel.
That's awesome, though. That's awesome. That's, so many people have this like idea of what happiness is and what, but it's all about perspective and you're happy with where you're at. You're doing,
Dude, I don't want to live in a big house anymore, ever.
Sounds like a pain in the ass.
Dude, just too many rooms, somebody breaking a room. I don't even know. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't never gone in that room before.
Yeah,
like,
I feel you, bro.
In my trailer, I'm literally 3 steps away from my refrigerator from my seat right here. Like, that's fire. I don't have to go to another room.
Hilarious.
And I still got a 55-inch TV in my bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I I ain't slacking on it. I got a little TV in my little ass trailer. No, I still got 55-inch in there. You know?
And I'm just sitting real close to it, you know?
Yeah, it's basically at my feet, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? I may have to move my head a little bit to see end to end, but it's cool.
That's funny, bro. But yo, I appreciate your time, man. This has been an awesome episode of Karikter Asked It. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out.